Good morning, everybody. This is DearMamaSal on a beautiful Monday morning. I think it's still Monday. It's 17 degrees here in southern British Columbia, which would make it about 63, I think, in American. And everybody's out walking their dogs as people are not going to work. And it's cute to see. Couple of clouds high up in the sky, which is good. They say that we got cooler weather coming. I wonder how much cooler. I don't want it too much cooler. I'm rather enjoying this. Not that I've been able to get outside in the sun too much. Wonder if you have. I've actually spent most of the summer indoors this year. Most peculiar. I definitely have to get a life. Do any of you know what I mean? It's like, this summer has come and gone, and what have I done with it? Well, hang on a second, to be fair. I've been quite busy this year, for me. Couple of things. Weekend roundup. Had some great broadcasts this weekend. I really enjoyed them. Laughed a lot, and I like it when we laugh a lot. And again, we had a wonderful situation where somebody came into the broadcast room and had a really controversial complaint. And when I say controversial, you'll understand when I tell you what it was, for those of you who weren't there. This man said that he was really fed up with the people who kept showing pictures of their children and boasting about them. And it really, obviously, got him very upset. And he, in fact, used words like arrogant and obnoxious. And, you know, he was really, really upset about it. And so, being who we are, we try to dig a bit deeper because, as you all know, I'm a great believer in seek first to understand. What was it about this that upset him? And he really did find it, very, very wrong. And I said, no, I understood that, but did he understand that it was the way of social media, and we weren't going to be turning that clock back in a hurry? So, no, but it's wrong. No, okay, fine. So then, the good thing was that then we asked him a few more questions, and then a lot of the mothers said, what's wrong with, what on earth is wrong with being proud of your child? You know, that they're pretty, or that they're smart, or that they just breathe, in some cases. What is wrong with that? And so then some of us, said, well, we do the same with our dogs and puppies and kittens and whatever. It's not just children. And now we get to share them with the world. And we've never been able to do that before. And yes, but it's wrong. And then, we listened for quite a while. And then it started. Why are you watching it? What? Well, if it upsets you that much, why do you even look at the pictures? Don't look. And then we got to the next part of the puzzle, which was the reason he looked is because the pictures were coming from a member of his family. Bingo. It was closer to home. And so then one of the viewers suggested that he unfollow on Facebook, because that's where the problem was happening. He unfollowed that member of his family. And when he wanted to see any updates, he could choose to at his leisure. Well, this conversation went in and out of various levels of discussion for probably half an hour. And at the end of it, it was quite cute, because at the end of it, the viewer actually complimented us on not booting him out, but actually listening to him, even though he had controversial point of view. And also that he appreciated the fact that there was at least one person casting that, was actually doing so in a practical manner. So it was rather nice to hear that somebody appreciated the fact we're trying to do something positive on the broadcast side. And I do know that having that somewhat confrontational type discussion hopefully taught a lot of people that if you just don't start calling people names, and that I thank the viewer for that, because they could equally well have called us names for not agreeing with them, and this viewer didn't. This viewer just really just kept being upset about the situation with the pictures. He didn't transfer it onto us. So it was awesome. And I think, when you look at it that way, that was a good conversation because of it. I think we all learned something. Just stay calm and just keep listening and keep asking questions, and either the person will get so frustrated that they'll go away, or they'll calm down, which he did. And when he calmed down, he was very grateful. He said, "I can't believe you guys didn't boot me." And I said, "Well, for what? Having an opinion? We don't boot people for having an opinion. We boot people if they abuse us, or if they're crude or nasty. Then we boot them. But for having an opinion, no." And it makes for an interesting broadcast, because not everybody agrees. And is it okay to agree to disagree? Absolutely. You don't have to agree with everybody. You don't have to make everybody, agree with you. Everybody's entitled to their own viewpoint. Now, this is going to become a very big issue for all of you who are in the States with your election coming up. Now, the joke is, and this is always the funny thing, we in Canada are going to have an election coming up as well. But do you think anybody in the States is going to know what that's about? And that's the funny thing, that's why I always laugh about, our Thanksgiving and your Thanksgiving. They happen on different weekends. We always need to know which one the American one is, but rarely do the Americans know which one ours is. And so there are times when that's quite upsetting. Like, really? How come yours is so important and ours isn't? So as a Canadian, I will do my best to educate you and keep you informed. One of the tips, I can't remember whether I told you this or not. I think I might have done, but I just want to make sure. That one of the things that worked really well for me, in Disneyland when I was there, where it was extremely warm, was the fact that I had some good sunscreen on. And I learned from Mel an interesting thing, which she said really anything over 30 SPF is marketing. That's what she was telling me. So don't worry about paying the extra to get more than SPF because at 30, because it's not going to do a whole lot more than 30. But I must say that they sprayed me, my arms, my shoulders. I made sure they really sprayed the back of my neck, because that's where it's inclined to catch you if you're walking, because I don't have perfect posture anymore. I'm inclined to lean forward, and that exposes obviously the back of your neck. Anyway, so what I did was, because it was very warm, I took a very lightweight short-sleeved cardigan with me, a sort of almost like a net one. And what I did is, whenever I could, I would pop into a washroom for obvious reasons, and then take that cardigan and just wet it, and then wring it out so that it wasn't dripping, and then wear it out in the sun. And what would happen is the evaporation of the water would actually be very cooling, and by the time I felt hot again, then it was time to go and repeat it. And you know, I lasted all day like that, and it was, I was not uncomfortably hot at all at any time during the day. So I thought, you know, I passed that on in case anybody hasn't tried it. You all know my story about wearing a damp scarf around your neck, or a bandana. That also, you know, works really well. But if you're trying to protect your shoulders and your neck, a very lightweight cardigan that you can wet is a good idea. I also wanted to make sure that I took a moment to, first of all, wish Nana and Rick all the best in their new home. They moved over the weekend, and Nana, to my horror, tells me that she's like 99% unpacked upstairs. Really? I've been in my house for 16 years and I'm still unpacking. Oh, I gave up, actually. So that was wonderful to know about that. We've got a couple of people who have got some not so much fun going on. I believe that Ashley is going through a bad time. For those of you who know Ashley, please, thoughts and prayers for her. And we know that Leo's going in for an iron transfusion today, in fact. So by the time this goes up, she hopefully will have had it. And I'm sure I've left somebody else out, but forgive me. Personally, I had a good weekend. I want to tell you that one of the things that really struck me as strange is that for all the walking I did in Anaheim, that I didn't lose any weight. When I came home, I was the same weight. And you will remember my talking about that last Monday. Well, this weekend, I suddenly have dropped a pound. And I get a feeling it's not the only pound, because, well, that was my feeling. I got a feeling I'm going to drop some more. So maybe it was a case of I was just rejiggling the fat when I was in Anaheim. Rather than anything else, I was turning some of that fat into muscle. We will see. Somebody said to me, you're probably losing inches, not pounds. And you know something? I do feel that I've lost some, not inches, but I definitely feel like I've lost some measurement. let's put it that way. My pants are feeling different. I really wanted to also give a big shout out to Angela, who has been my conscience and my walking buddy. As you know, both she and I have got pedometers on our wrists, and we try to keep track every day of what we're doing and also to encourage one another. And I cannot tell you how much that helps, because we both did really well, and then we both slacked off recently for whatever reason. And then it was great because on the same day we both realized that that had happened, and we both pushed one another. And of course, if you push the other person, you feel duty bound to do something about it yourself. So it was really a good thing. I got out and had a walk yesterday, because I realized that, we're sort of so far into summer already, and if I don't get out and enjoy the weather, then it'll be my own fault. We spend too many days in British Columbia in the rain, and I just did not want to sort of waste too many of these days that I've got left to enjoy the sunshine. So I had a good walk. I did I've got 2 walks that I can do around my area that are sort of like under half an hour, just under. And the one is pretty flat, and the other has a fairly long incline to it. Not heavy incline, but enough that I want to tell you something. My calves were burning, and I was, it was that sort of thing where you're halfway up the incline and you think, why did I do this to myself? And the answer is because that's exactly what I wanted, was to use some extra power. That was exactly why I was out. So I had a 25-minute walk that was sort of relaxed at the beginning, a bit of a strain in the middle, and then relaxed again on the last leg. So that was really good. Of course, that helped me get my steps up for the day, which is the whole point, isn't it? And even so, I think I only managed about 6,000. There's no doubt about it. If you're spending half your evenings or half your day editing, you're sitting on your butt and you're not doing very much. So my reality is I've got to re-look at that and work out how to get more activity into my day before I sit down to edit. I did get my achievement for the weekend done, and that's what I'm working on now, is to try and do one more step towards getting my house cleaned out. And it's, I don't really mind how long it takes me, because just one step is a good step. And I was very pleased that a number of you wrote to me and said you got inspired by it. I looked at my vanity, and those of you who haven't seen the video, it's very short and very sweet, but my makeup was everywhere. I mean, it was contained, but it was everywhere, all around my vanity. So I went to the dollar store and I got myself some organizational type stuff, and put it away. And I have to say that I was so pleased when I finished it, because it didn't take a lot of time. It certainly didn't take a lot of money. I probably spent less than $10, I would think, on the organizational things that I bought. And I still have plenty of them left. But my vanity is clear, just about. And the rest of it will be cleared as soon as I have cleaned out the drawer that's underneath the vanity and thrown away the makeup that's probably been in there for 16 years. That will be another video coming up soon. So anyway, I was really, really pleased with that I actually got a bit of achievement done on that. And the other thing I noticed, and those of you who have been going this journey with me, I noticed my bedroom started to get a little untidy again. You know, I was beginning to collect things on my bed again, and the only reason that I do that is because I am not being disciplined enough to clean it up. So this morning I got up, cleaned a couple of things that had fallen on the floor. You know, they just literally had fallen on the floor and I hadn't bothered to pick them up. I wish I could tell you that I am better behaved, but I'm not. And then there were a couple of things that were on the bed and I put them away. So didn't take a lot of effort. So that's my weekend roundup. It was good. I had achievement. I got some exercise, and generally I had a really good weekend. And oh, by the way, I made a really nice shepherd's pie last night. I know some of you like to know what I cook on the weekend. And we did have a long weekend. If you're going, but Sal, it's Tuesday. Why are you talking about the weekend? It's because yesterday was a holiday, so for me it was still my weekend. It was a long weekend. And now I've just got 3 days of work before I have another weekend. Yay! Joys of not working on Fridays. So have a great week, everybody, what's left of it. And get some achievement in, because you'll feel so proud of yourself if you do. It's a feeling that you only get when you do something for yourself, and you feel proud of it. And then remember to look after yourself and to look after one another. That's why we're here. This is Dear Mama Sal saying bye-bye for now.